Hi, welcome to the farm. Today I'm going to make elderberry syrup, gummies, and jelly. We're heading into fall and winter, so it's time to make some elderberry syrup. And I've made that before, but my daughter-in-law just reminded me it's heading into cold and flu season, so it's time to make it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a small batch of the syrup because I've never made gummies before and I want to turn part of the syrup into gummies. So the gummy part is the experiment. We'll see how it goes. And I'm going to make an elderberry jelly. Now I had made an elderberry apple jam before. It was okay. It wasn't great. The texture was funny because it did have a little bit of the berry stuff in it. And I don't usually make jelly. I usually like everything to have hunks of fruit in it. But I want to try jelly for two reasons. I have the juice and I'm ready to do something with it. And my grandkids love grape jelly. So I'm thinking maybe this would be similar to grape jelly. I don't know. So I'm going to give it a try. Small batches, see how it goes. If it goes well, I'll make bigger batches. I'm going to start off with elderberry syrup. There's a bunch of different elderberry syrup recipes out there. They're kind of similar, just with a few changes. The basics is always elderberry, water, and honey. But a lot of them will have cinnamon, cloves, ginger, different things added in. My grandkids like it plain. So I'm actually using freeze-dried elderberries. And last year we had a bumper crop of elderberries. We actually have too many elderberry bushes, more than we can use. I think we're going to get rid of some of them. But I'm going to use freeze-dried elderberries, reconstitute it and cook it with water, and turn it into syrup. So first I have to measure these to see how many I have. The recipe calls for a full 3 cups of dried elderberries. I don't think I have that many. So I'll have to see what this measures out to.
I'm not that familiar with an elderberry. Is there a seed or any pulp or inside that you have to clean out? Or is it just like a blueberry?
It's like a blueberry, but they're teeny, teeny, tiny. I mean, here. I mean, these are freeze-dried, but they're the same size as when they're... This is an elderberry. I will include these recipes down below in the description below the video. And for the syrup, start out with just elderberries, dried elderberries, and water. And this is just as simple as getting this simmering and then keeping it simmering for 45 minutes to kind of cook down a little bit. I'll get the oven cranked up or a stove and get it cooking.
What's that look like in there?
Bunch of dried elderberries reconstituting.
How long does that take to reconstitute?
I don't know. I've never reconstituted elderberries.
Okay.
So we'll see. The last time I made syrup, it was with fresh berries. But I have lots of freeze-dried ones, so that's what I'm going to use.
And you have a lot of confidence in the freeze-dried process. It really does constitute nice, doesn't it?
It was great because, I mean, I had tons of elderberries, and I actually made some into juice, which I'm going to use for the jelly. But that was a lot of work too. But I thought, I'm going to just go ahead and freeze-dry some, because usually when you're buying elderberry to make these things, they are freeze-dried. So why don't I freeze-dry my own? So I think I did 4 big trays of them. I forget how many pints I have down there, but I have quite a few dried elderberries. So now it's just a time of letting this cook down, getting it to a simmer and letting it cook down. I think it takes about 45 minutes, they said. So while it's simmering, I'll probably start the jelly. But first I have to get it simmering.
Well, I'm anxious to see the, what are those, gummies?
The gummies. I've never made gummies, but all the grandkids like gummies. And they'll use it more likely if they're gummies than if they're just a spoonful of syrup. So, but you make the gummies out of syrup. So you have to make the syrup first.
Okay.
So, and I actually sent away for cute little molds. They're supposed to come tonight. So we'll finish the video after I get them. But some are smaller, some are bigger, because I have some smaller grandkids, some bigger grandkids. So I'll probably make all different shapes and sizes. But if it works, I have a feeling I'm going to be making a lot of elderberry gummies.
And hopefully we'll have a lot of healthy grandchildren this winter.
Yes. Especially my son has 6 of them, 6 kids, and they can pass things around pretty good. So hopefully they'll stay healthy with some elderberry syrup. We'll see. But it's not bad tasting either, because I end up using honey to make it sweetened. So it's pretty good. The elderberries are on a simmer on the back burner for the syrup. I set my timer for 45 minutes. And the jelly, the recipe, you see it has you make the juice. That's the first couple steps in the recipe. I already had the juice made, so it's just a matter of measuring how much juice I have. I'm thinking there's probably a cup and a half here. Yeah, just slightly more than a cup and a half. So I'm starting with elderberry juice. And this recipe says add the elderberry juice, lemon juice, and pectin. And then I whisk that and bring it to a boil while I'm whisking it.
Does it look any different?
Just looks like juice.
Okay.
So you add the pectin and let it boil for a certain amount of time, and then you add the sugar, boil it again, then you have jam. Then I'll just be canning it up. And I'm going to can it in tiny little jars. We don't know if we like it, so figure we'll have a little jar, maybe somebody else can try a little jar. This is just an experiment. But if it is good, I think I'll make a bunch more. You know, I think people would like it, not just for the taste, but for the health benefits.
I noticed that you usually wear your red apron. Now you're blue. Is today a blue day?
I guess I'm in the mood for blue.
Feeling blue or just in the mood?
Just in the mood for blue.
Okay.
Now, if you've never processed elderberries, it's a pain. They are tiny little berries, and they're in a big cluster in the thing.
What do you mean processed? You mean
When, to get them off the stems and get them ready to use for anything. You have to pick them, but to get them off the stems, you know, they're teeny tiny, and there's a ton of them on every cluster. The best way I have found to do it. Some people say freeze it first. I didn't find that helped. I just take the cluster of elderberries inside a big 5-gallon bucket and bang, 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 and just bang it back and forth until all the berries fall off. Some of them get smashed, but they're going to be smashing when you use them. But that seems to be the best way for me to harvest them.
Bang bang method.
But then you have to go through and pull out like little pieces of stem, little pieces of what. It's a time-consuming process to process elderberries and get them ready to use. But you end up with tons of elderberries. So, yeah, if you're doing it, I would say do a bunch. It's not worth just doing it for a couple little elderberries. But for a bunch of them, yeah, it's probably worth it.
So tell me, before you started homesteading, had you ever heard of elderberries or really used them for anything?
No. I didn't know a lot of this stuff before we started homesteading 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had to learn a lot. Not had to, but we've wanted to learn a lot and try new things and forge new pathways in our life. Now, as far as the health benefits of elderberry, it's supposed to really boost your immune system and help colds not last as long, just really shorten the duration. We don't use syrup. I actually use a tincture, which is just dried elderberries soaked in, usually in some kind of alcohol, vodka or something. You let it soak for, I forget how long I did, 1 month, 2 months, I'll have to check on that. And then you strain the elderberries out and you're left with this tincture. And it's just a matter of putting a little bit under your tongue. That's how adults can dose themselves with elderberries without having to drink syrup. I just prefer that. So now it's just a matter of waiting for it to come to a boil.
So it's kind of like, honest officer, I just had 1 tincture of elderberry.
1 dropper full of elderberry tincture, honest.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very tiny amount of alcohol. Just it's a carrier for the elderberries, and it helps preserve it so it doesn't go bad or anything. The elderberry and pectin and lemon juice came to a boil, so I whisk it and boil it for 1 minute, and then you add the sugar, get it back to a boil, and boil it for 2 minutes. And then remove from the heat and crush your fingers that it's actually jam.
So this is the high action part.
Yeah. So I have 25 seconds left on the minute, and then I add the sugar. Then it won't be too long till it comes back to a rolling boil after you add the sugar. And this has a lot of sugar in it. I usually do jams with low sugar, but I'm following this recipe to a T to make sure it actually does gel with the pectin.
Well, elderberries are not sweet in themselves, are they?
No. I don't know if I mentioned, you shouldn't eat raw elderberries. They actually have some toxin to them. Okay, so that's the minute. Stir in the sugar. Get that back to a rolling boil. And once it's at a rolling boil, do it for 2 minutes. Yeah, this is just a very small batch. But it'll be interesting, if it's just health benefits and you're suffering through it, or if it actually tastes good. With all that sugar, it's probably going to taste good. So now I just have to get it in the jars, can it, and be ready to eat it, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah,
Or
they
maybe
are
even
small
tonight.
jars, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I want a couple, like I'll probably give some to my daughter-in-law to taste, maybe my daughter, just have them taste it, just give them a small jar to taste. If it's really yummy, then I'll do some 8-ounce jars. Not sure how many I'm going to get here. I heated up extra jars, so I never know how much jam's going to make. And they actually need to be a little bit fuller. So this isn't nearly as much canning as I did yesterday.
Oh my goodness! What did you end up with total? We did apple today. We had the family over yesterday, and we got the cider press out, and we were cranking away. In fact, my arms and shoulders are sore
Probably
today.
sore today. We ended up with 11 gallons of cider.
Wow.
That's a lot of cider. So, but I pasteurized it and canned most of it. We still have some that's raw.
Now we say cider here, but folks say that's just apple juice. Well,
It's sweet cider. It's not fermented.
yeah, it's not hard cider.
No.
But when we were kids, they always called that cider. Mm-hmm.
Around here, yeah, that's
it
what
wasn't pasteurized, and it's really flavorful. It's dark.
Mm-hmm.
Apple juice is almost clear. It's highly
Because it
processed.
still has some of the little bit of the pulp that comes through there being pressed. It's not completely filtered
Yeah.
out apple juice. Okay, so 5 little jars. Let me make them a little bit fuller. Let's see how they taste. There's just a little bit left in the pan, and that's what I'll use for our taste test once it sets up. Get the lids on, the rings on the lids. See how I put a towel underneath here?
Oh yeah.
I'm known for being a very messy cook.
And you think that's? I mean, those towels are not your good towels.
No,
but
they're like old leftover towels, but they
that
just
stuff
come in.
looks like it would give a wicked stain on a towel.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, don't use your good towels. So I'm gonna make sure the jars are clean, put the lids and rings on, and I think it cans for 10 minutes. I'll check that for sure. And I always use white vinegar to wipe my things with. I just feel like it gets anything off, especially if you're doing greasy stuff, it works. But even this, it just really gets it clean.
You know, I was just reminded, years ago, when you did canning. Remember when they used to do the wax seals on jellies and things?
My aunt did that.
Yeah.
I remember her doing that.
Well, we probably have some viewers that did that years and years ago. And did they decide that wasn't as good?
I have no idea. I don't know if it's considered not safe. I don't know. Now, how did you do it? Did you just make the jelly and then pour the wax on the top? Or I'm not even sure. I don't remember how she did it. I just remember her giving us jam jars with jam with the wax on the top.
Yeah, and it was always just jam. Not
Yeah, it was
other-
just jellies and jams, nothing
Yeah.
else. I don't really remember her canning anything else besides jellies
Well,
and
I
jams.
think we'll probably hear back from somebody who did that or knows how that
Yeah,
works.
I know nothing about it, so give us some info on that. All right, get it in the canner, get it canned, and then I'll just keep stirring my syrup that's back there simmering away. I hope this tastes good, as well as being good for you. Little jars are cute, you know. They're handy if you do want to just give like little samples of things to people. Or just little gifts. You don't want to give a full 8-ounce thing, just small gifts. They're handy.
Homemade gifts are a beautiful thing to give to people. Especially nowadays, people have, a lot of people have so many things. It's really a personal touch,
To have it be
giving something
handmade.
canned, put a ribbon around it or something and give it away.
Well, one thing, I love having the farm. There is nothing for me more rewarding than to be eating or drinking food that you grew, that you preserved. It's all yours. It's just, I don't know. Doing that cider, it's hard work, but then it's like, those are our apples. We
Yeah.
grew them, Our apple trees. All right, get this going and I'll let you know how long to can it for. The syrup has simmered for 45 minutes and it's definitely reduced by half. So I'm going to go ahead and strain it out. And I'm going to strain it with my cheesecloth. I don't have any super fine mesh strainers, so I think cheesecloth's what I need. But I don't want to lose any of the elderberry juice, so I hope to squeeze as much out as I can. And cheesecloth will turn purple, that's for sure. get every little bit of goodness out of there. And once it cools, then I can squeeze it.
What's Ruby doing over there?
I don't know, playing with something. I'm going to try to squeeze goodness out of this, but it's really hot, so you can't really touch it. This is the best I can do, tongs. I'll get as much as I can out, and then when it cools, I'll do it again. Ooh, look at all that. That's good. Looks good. Okay, and once it cools off a little bit, I get some more. But now I just have to let that beautiful purple liquid cool enough to add the honey. You don't want to add it when it's hot like that because it would kill all the good benefits of the honey. And it's our special honey from our bees, which I love. So now it's just, first I was waiting for it to boil, now I'm waiting for it to cool.
Look at that honey.
It's delicious. It is delicious. So just more waiting for it to cool off. Boy, Ruby is having fun over there. Well, the concentrated elderberry juice has cooled down below 100 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and add the honey and get that stirred in. And it's 1.5 cups of honey. So this has a lot of honey in it. And you want it still to be warm so it will kind of melt the honey and stir together, but not hot enough to damage the honey. And just get it all mixed up, get the honey nice and melted in there. And we will have elderberry syrup. Yay-ha! That's a beautiful texture. And it'll thicken up then as the honey, everything cools. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it in these bottles, which I did sterilize when I sterilized the jelly jars.
Oh, those are the perfect bottles for it, too.
Yep, that's what I thought. But everything you touch, like this spoon, will be purple because I used it with elderberries. And my cheesecloth that I squeezed the stuff out of, it looks like tie-dye. It looks cute, but it will stain, so be careful what you do it around. Maybe I should have a purple apron. There's 1 and 2. And I'll have a little bit left. Remember, this is what I'm going to make into the gummies. So some of this will be turning into gummies.
Now, do you refrigerate that? Or
Yes.
Do you have to, okay.
You refrigerate this for 2 to 3 months. It can, but usually it's used up way before that. That's like, I don't want to waste a drop.
Can you buy elderberry jelly or jams
I don't
in the
know.
store?
Oh, not that I've ever seen. I don't know. I never looked for them, but I doubt it. You can buy elderberry syrup online and stuff, but it's so much better to make your own. So there, that's ready to give to the grandkids. Elderberry syrup. Now onto the gummies. Now comes the fun part, although it's all been fun, but it's time to make gummies. This is a new experience, and I had to wait to get the molds. I ordered some on Amazon. They are so cute. There's little hearts, dinosaurs, teddy bears, fruit, just every kind of thing you can imagine. So this is going to be fun. And luckily,
So are they plastic or are they silicone?
they're silicone.
Silicone.
Yeah, but luckily they send these little things along, to suck up the syrup and squeeze it in delicately so you don't run them all over. Because that was going to be tough. I was trying to figure out how to do that, but they send these along with the molds.
Wow, that was nice of them.
So what I have to do is get a cup of the syrup that I made yesterday warming up. So this is what didn't fit in the bottle, so I'll use it first and get up to a cup. And it's this and gelatin, which I don't know if I've ever cooked with gelatin before. So let me get that up to a cup. I have a measuring cup inside my pan in case you didn't know that. Okay, 1 cup of the syrup that we made, and it can be store-bought syrup or homemade syrup. So 1 cup of delicious elderberry syrup. And I'm going to heat that up, not real hot, but warm enough to melt the gelatin. They recommend between 90 and 100. So I just have to get that up to that temperature, and then I'll be adding the gelatin. That should be fun. So I'll just wait till it warms up.
I guess I should have told you off camera you have one of your cupboard doors open.
I always have cupboard doors open. If you watch our channel for long at all, I'm known for that. Making a mess and leaving my cabinet doors open. That's signature Brenda. Okay, the syrup got warmed up. Now I'm supposed to add 1/4 of gelatin or sprinkle it over the top and let it bloom, which I've never used gelatin, so I'm not sure what bloom looks like. We'll find out. So I'm sprinkling it over the top for a minute or two and let it bloom. I'll set the timer for 2 minutes. Okay, it bloomed for a minute and a half, which nothing looks different. Now I start whisking it until it's all dissolved and a thick liquid. It says to whisk constantly. So the gelatin has to dissolve. And I guess the bloom is supposed to help it dissolve somehow. Not quite sure what that is.
Looks like you're making progress though.
It's working in, but it's not dissolved yet. I can tell. It's still.
Okay.
I still see the gelatin. So I'll wait till it looks like a smooth liquid. I think it's all dissolved. Now it's time to put it in the molds. This is the really fun part. For somebody who makes messes, this could be a challenge. I think I make messes because I'm not a patient person. Let's start with some hearts. The girls will like hearts. So suck up some of it. Doesn't really help you get it right exact amount. You need to suck up more than that.
So what's the consistency?
It's thicker. You can tell it's thicker already. I don't know what the time limit is you have to get this done before it thickens.
Do these go in the fridge then?
Yeah, they go in the fridge for a little bit, but I don't think it's going to take all that long.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell it's thickening up.
Yeah.
Hope there's not a time limit. I don't think they hold as much as the heart. This could take forever.
What are these? Are teddy bears?
Yeah. Yeah, this is an exercise in patience here, guys.
Okay.
I'm not the most patient person.
All right. Necessity required that we go to plan B.
It starts thickening up so fast, that little squirter thing just wasn't cutting it. So we just started pouring it on and pushing it down into the molds. And that actually works, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, look at this one. I did this one.
You did a great job.
And I
think I would just do this from the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
When it'd be easier when it's more liquid, because it's getting really thick now. So I guess you do have a time limit with gelatin. I didn't know that. But how would you ever... So her recipe should warn you. I'm warning you. If you do this, the gelatin sets up fast. These might not look, I don't know, I guess they'll be pretty when they pop out.
Yeah, they're going to be fine, sure. And it's a lot faster. And I think you get a better product because they're going to be smooth on the top.
Any extra stuff there, push it in. Okay, now they go in the fridge to finish setting up.
There we go.
We'll see what the finished product looks like. I'm going to put them on a cookie tray and put them in.
Okay.
Cut that part.
That's signature Brenda too.
Making noise. Dropping things. Ooh, busy. Making noise. The silicone things bend a lot. Okay. I'll go put them in the fridge for a little bit. We'll see how they turn out.
Okay. So we have a taste test. Which are we going to taste first?
We're going to taste the gummies. Now, aren't they cute?
Yeah.
Cute little hearts.
And that's an important factor for children.
Kids, it has to be. I know the girls are going to like hearts. The boys are probably going to like the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So now these, the health benefits are more important than the taste. They might not be delicious. They just have to be good enough that the kids will want to eat them.
Well, they don't have cane sugar in it. They just have honey.
Honey.
Okay.
All right, let's see how they taste. I've never had a gummy. I taste the elderberry.
Yeah.
They're okay.
I can really taste the honey, actually.
Yeah. They're good enough, I think the kids will eat them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll be taste testing it with the kids and see what happens.
They're not terrific tasting, but they're
No,
good.
they're okay.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully this is delicious tasting, but there is a problem. Things don't always work out. I used pectin.
Now, I thought pectin, it was a sure thing.
I did too. I should have still done the plate test. When I usually make jam, I don't use pectin. I just do the plate test and cook it till it's set up, till it's set up. I didn't test this. I should have tested it. So the texture isn't right. I can unload those and recook it with more pectin if I want to. Or we're just going to taste it like this and just see how the flavor is.
I think it's going to be great. And it'll be also good on pancakes or waffles.
Yeah, it might be better off on pancakes or waffles. Hang on, I'll put plenty.
There you go.
The flavor will still be the same. It just,
Yeah.
it will roll off the English muffin. We'll find out. So bummer, it didn't set up, but we'll see how it tastes.
Well, I'm sure you're not the first one that's had
No.
a jam not set up.
And I know you can put it back in the pot, cook it with some more sugar and pectin, and try again. So we'll see if we want to use it as syrup or if we want to do it again. I'll see. Might depend how good it tastes. Yeah, it's running right off the English muffin.
Yeah.
It better taste good.
To me, it looks like the color of grape jam.
A little bit more red. Grapes, more dark purple. This is like a reddish purple.
Well, it depends which grape. The
That's true, that's
Concord
true,
grape.
that's true.
It's a lot of different grapes.
Well, here
so.
goes nothing. If it
There
doesn't
we
run
go.
off.
Wow. That actually has more flavor that way than when we... No, I guess that's not fair because I ate a little bit off of the spatula, but that was the stuff that you used to make the gummies.
Oh, yeah, that's not the same.
Yeah.
No, this is much better. This
Yeah,
is delicious.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say what flavor it is because it's not like any other flavor.
If you told me that this is just a new variety of grape or something, I would believe you.
Maybe. It might be similar to a grape, which maybe if I got it set up, the kids might eat it like grape jelly.
Yeah.
But I like it.
It doesn't taste like Concord grape or the other grapes.
No. It's
different, but it maybe I just went in with that mindset because I look at the color.
And I don't know how to describe how it's different. It just is. It's different, but it's good. So maybe I will have to cook it again and get it to thicken up. You know.
I like it just as it is, actually.
Yeah, you just can't keep it on the English muffin. It just rolls off. But
That's
it is
all right.
really good. Now, if we had real crusty bread with lots of holes in it, we'd go down in the holes.
Yeah. We
But
covered all the nooks and crannies with butter.
yeah, that's true. It's not sinking in because the butter's there. So, but I say this is a thumbs up, except for not setting up. The gummies are good, and the syrup was a plus.
Yeah.
So everything was good except not setting up.
Good.
But yeah, good day overall.
Great job.
Well, thanks for watching our Elderberry Day, or 2 days actually, Elderberry Days, and we will see you in our next video.
Bye-bye.